Hey guys, welcome to another initial hands-on review. Today we are looking at a little $20 gem called Dysmantle, and that is from 10 Tons Ltd. And they've put out some gems in the past, namely Crimson Land, one of my top favorite games of all time. Uh, Tesla versus Lovecraft, Neon Chrome. There's a bunch of other little games they've made, or produced, whatever. Anyway, today we're talking about the newest game on the PlayStation Network, which is Dysmantle. Basically, as the title implied, it's breaking stuff with zombies in it. You got your sort of typical isometric view, but still in a 3D world. If you've played any of their other games, they are mostly like top-down isometric view, and this one is no different. However, we're looking at a more like open-world linear sort of game, and not a top-down shooter. Basically, the name of the game is break stuff, level up, get new shit to make, and repeat. Just like Crimson Land, you have like level up perks that pop up, every so often when you level up. There's a very robust like crafting and cooking and all that sort of stuff going on. It's a pretty in-depth game, and as this is initial hands-on, I haven't gotten too far into it. But what I have done is played a shit ton of it with my wife. It's a local co-op. The only thing I'll say about the co-op that I will complain about, I would say, is that it's sort of like you're just splitting the first player into two people. So, like, whatever you do, like, all the leveling up, all the collecting, everything is just on one character, or done by, one character and applies to both. The only exception is, like, your inventory setup. That's, unique to player 1 or player 2. Otherwise, you're just the same character. There are, like, outfits and stuff you get to craft, so you can change the way you look a little bit. But that's the only complaint I have, is that the co-op is not more robust, for lack of a better word. The gameplay itself is great. It's real simple. As you can see, it's a very, like, not cartoony, but not realistic. Rides that fine line. Not exactly like a Fortnite, but it's still bright. It's still, cartoonish. But I like the style. It doesn't detract from the gameplay. It's been fun so far to just kind of like take up some time. It's got a huge map, basically, as far as like the size of the game is, and there's a lot to do in it. We've been, we spend a lot of time just farming supplies and elements to build different things we unlock. You unlock things as you level up. There's all kinds of quests and missions to do, and we've just started. So, and then there are bosses and like enemies, different types of enemies and everything. It's not just your typical zombies. It's got everything you'd expect, and then like the trailers and everything imply, most stuff is breakable, or at some point will be breakable as you upgrade your tools. But otherwise, it's just a survival, like a simplified survival game. Co-op is where it shines, honestly. That's, to me, the biggest draw to the game, was that I could play it with my wife on the same screen. So we're always down for a good like zombie beat 'em up in-depth game, and this seems to be right in that pocket. So if you are looking for a cheap game to pick up that you can play with your significant other or with your kid, it is only 2 players, but still co-op is co-op, and it is $20, and it is worth every penny of it for that co-op experience, if you ask me. If you've seen any of the other reviews I've done, I'm big on co-op experiences with your friends and family. So if you can get that for a couple hours or a couple days or a couple weeks for 20 bucks, that's a deal. So otherwise, this game is probably going to end up on the PlayStation Now or on the like a Plus free game at some point. It does feel like it is one of those. But like I said, I love 10 Tons, and they have yet to let me down with any of the games I've played, and this is no exception. And like most of their games, it has a lot of replay implied, and like I said, I haven't gotten too far into it, but it's a big game, so it would be hard to, you know, get too in depth into it right off the bat. However, I'm sure there are people who have already speed ran the game and made this review obsolete, but if you found this video first, then haha, I win. No. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. It's been a fun co-op game with my wife, who is my co-tester when it comes to these things, and that's why I bought it. So that's how I'm looking at the initial review. Like, I see the value of this game as a single player game for people who like simplified farming of items and stuff, and just like that sort of gameplay. There are like save points. They use like the campfires for save points, which I'm always a fan of any game that uses the campfire or the bonfire for the save points. But otherwise, like I said, initial hands-on review. It's a fun game, and if $20 is in your budget to throw at a game for a little bit of fun, and you're wondering about this one, there you go. I suggest like looking into some of the reviews other than mine, so that you know you can get a pretty fair look at it. But otherwise, I don't, I always say not financial advice, but like this is, for my money, worth it to play with somebody. Otherwise, it's just another game, and it's a simple arcade style zombie apocalypse, open world, crafting, survival. You know the drills. But it's fun. It is fun. I can't wait to like get more things unlocked, and every time we get a little bit tougher, like we get a little stronger and make the enemies a little bit easier, it feels good. Every time we upgrade something a little bit more and we can break a new type of item, it feels good, because then it's like, oh, let's go back and like break that stuff we couldn't break, or let's go fight those things we were scared to fight before. And so it has a lot of appeal. And then sometimes I just want to like collect, go around breaking the stuff that respawns and collecting, items and resources and throwing them in the inventory, and then the next time we play together, we're all set up. But like I said, that the map is huge. It implies that there's a lot to do. The sections that you get to run around in are pretty big themselves and offer, multiple things to do and multiple pass-throughs. Like I said, as you upgrade your tools, you can break different things and collect different things. So, you're always like going back and redoing an area just so that you can get some new stuff out of it. So otherwise, again, I mean, it's a $20 PlayStation arcade game. 10 Tons LTD, 10 Tons whatever games, whatever you want to call them. They're one of my top favorite like creators of games, because every time I've played one of their games or seen their name on a game, it's always something I really enjoy. And if you haven't played any of their other games, I suggest Crimson Land, which is my one of my top favorite arcade games. I spent actually a friend of me and a friend spent a long time playing that game just so I could like max out the achievements or trophies, which I finally did, and there's no platinum for it, but I did 100% the game, which is really hard to do. But I suggest checking that one out, and then checking out some of my other videos, hitting that like, that subscribe, if you like game reviews, which That's kind of weird, but like I review games. I also do other random gameplay videos, and then a couple of like consistent things. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope this helped you decide on this game. Like I said, if you got a significant other or a good friend or a brother or a sister or a kid, this is a great co-op game. And besides that, it's just a fun game. And if $20 is worth the fun, then I suggest picking it up. I can't say anything bad about it other than the co-op is a little bland. Like, I wish you could like make separate characters so that you could like easily distinguish each other, or like let's say you want to be a girl, or just a different character, you know. So that's my only complaint, is that like although I love the co-op, I wish there was more unique individuality to the characters. Otherwise, it's a great game. Thanks for watching. As always, love you guys. Bye. What are you waiting for? Subscribe, bitch.